folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson and Jim Jonas for a final show this evening. This is our third show tonight. Our guest is Barak Zilberberg. He is a candidate for Nevada State Governor. So before we get to Mr. Zilberberg, Jim, do you have anything?
No, actually, I'm looking forward to getting to this interview because I've never heard of you before.
Yeah.
So just want to get to know a little bit more about you and see what you have to say.
Let's get started. Let's giddy up. So, Mr. Zilberberg, could you give us a bio, please?
Well, basically, my name is Barak Zilberberg. I'm an official gubernatorial candidate in the state of Nevada, okay? And actually, last week I filed, Yes. What an honor, what a privilege, really. And I'm just very enthusiastic, and I'm up and up, and my background is very simple, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businessman, I'm not a politician.
What type of business?
I'm in the contracting and real estate as far as environment, and I own real estate holdings.
Where?
In California and here as well. And I had also holdings in New York, but I sold it all because I don't want to be affiliated with New York.
Why is that?
Well, it's basically too much communism and socialism, and also California. Yeah, and also.
Is that where all the Russians are?
Well, it's not the Russians. It's not the Russians. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there are Russians there. I mean, there's all kinds of people. I mean, we all are Americans across the board.
Right.
But the bureaucracy and the politics and the stances and people taking away your rights and freedom as to doing what you have to do and what you choose to do. Remember, we have our constitutional rights in place.
Yes.
And what they're doing is they're taking all the rights away from us, in those type of states. And if you noticed, we have.
Is this part of your bio, Mrs. Zilberberg?
Yeah, it's part of my bio, part of my platform, everything all across the board.
I want to hear about you. How you grew up.
Yes. Okay.
Kids.
Let's do it. Well, basically,
how long you been in Nevada? All that stuff.
Yes. Well, I've been in Nevada 13 years. I have a second home here, and
consistently,
I've been to and from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a visiting person.
No visiting. No, I've been like 2 weeks, a week out of the month. Each and every month. I love Nevada. I love Las Vegas. It's corely in my heart and my soul. Okay. And the reason why I came here to Nevada, to and from wherever I came from, which is California, is I like the hospitality, the service here. I like the culinary. I love the people here. And there's so many veterans here. It's unbelievable. And people are so cordial and so nice.
There's a lot more veterans in California, just to let you know.
Really? Oh, yeah. Is it really?
All those military bases.
Well, in California, there's 40 million people versus here we have, 3.8 million? So we're just a tad under 10% as far as with the population in California versus here. However, when I become governor, we'll double that population, if not triple.
Where would you get the water to do that?
Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to knock on California's door, and I'm going to make sure that they desalinize as far as we're going to see as to the logistics of the agreements. Once I go into being governor, there are agreements and pacts, which 35% of our water from Lake Mead is going to California, surprisingly, and then it trickles down over to Mexico and other regions and parts and states within our state.
Hold the phone. You saying some of our water go to Mexico?
Yes. Yeah. It goes to Mexico as well. Yeah. It goes to other states as well. It goes 35.
Well, Mexico is not a state.
But 35% goes to California. So we have to see the logistics of the agreements that are in place, and then we got to renege it, and then we got to encourage them to go ahead and start things up and initiatives so that they, again, desalinize as far as the water, suck it up. Desalinize, and if we are short in water, then they could go ahead and replenish our Lake Mead and other parts of Nevada that needs to be replenished with our water, because water is a very important as far as issue here, not only for us as individuals, but livestock, plants, and all living organisms. Very, very. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to interrupt you either. So that's something that a lot of people have brought up is the desalination plants, but they're also super, super expensive. So if we did that, how would we talk California into paying for it though? Like our budget here in Nevada already is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, so how would we do that?
Well,
I mean, how would you work out the logistics of that?
Well, I'll knock on their door, and then if they don't want to cooperate, then I'm going to knock on Governor Abbott's door, in Texas. Yeah. So we have as far as boundaries as he's there, and I believe he's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur, just as I am, and I believe he'll cooperate. And in cooperation, we will also participate in those aspects, so long that we have the replenishment of our water here in Nevada. It's very important. So if California won't cooperate, then we'll go to Texas. And then. My goal is also to put an ultimatum over to California and cut the surplus of water over to them from Lake Mead. That once the talks don't reach any agreement, then and we'll renege it so that we're gonna replenish and keep our water as far as stances here in Nevada. So if I have to cut, I'm gonna cut. Because I'm looking out for the inland states. It's very important. We don't have the water sources as such that they have, and they have the abilities again to desalinize as far as the water.
They actually do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to talk about the prison system.
Yes.
Okay. But before we get into the prison system, how do you feel about the death penalty?
Well, I believe if somebody, as far as steals, let's not say steal, okay? Let's just say if somebody.
Harsh. They steal, they die.
No. Stealing, you don't die. But I mean, it's
Get
wrong.
Your hands cut off, maybe.
It's wrong. It's wrong to steal.
Right.
Okay, it's wrong in all aspects. But those who, as far as murder, intentionally. People that go ahead and intentionally kill others, and it's proven, within. Today we have cameras, all of us. So we have proof. And if we, as far as show that and articulate it in the courtrooms as to the proof, then those people should have the consequences of the death penalty, in my opinion, because they don't deserve to be in our jail system at $50,000, $60,000 in order to house them in our jails.
Is that per inmate?
Yes. Annually, yeah. So I would rather put it in our children's education, tell you quite frankly, because our children is the future.
Right. I want to stay on the prison system, because that's a whole different subject.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Have you ever toured any of our prison system, state, county jails, city jails, or anything like that?
No. Okay. I would love to.
Okay. Do you know that there's a lot of COs, correctional officers, that are bringing contrabands in the prison system and selling them to prison gang leaders?
Wow. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of instances and things.
How would you deal with that as governor of the state?
Well, we have to, as far as we have to go ahead and get them in, and before they get into the prison cells, we have to understand what they're taking into the prison cells and what they're doing. Don't they have any scanners when they're going?
They're prison guards. They don't go through scanners.
Well, they have to, So this way, they're not infiltrating things and.
So is that something you would implement for all prison guards?
Yes, absolutely. We pat them down. We check.
Pat them down. Oh, I would like to see that.
We pat them. Well, we could, as far as take them in like in a TSA, where we scan them. So if we're not logistics of patting down, maybe that wouldn't be the thing. But as you go into TSA, into the airport, raise your hands, right? And you're going in, and they scan you, and then if they're not certain of what you have in your belongings, then they pat you down.
Right. I think you're missing the point. They're not they're not bringing weapons
Not weapons,
into the.
but they should.
They're bringing cigarettes.
Yeah,
they
they
bring
shouldn't.
Contrabands.
No,
they bring
no,
alcohol.
no.
They bringing those types of deals.
Right.
And they're giving it to the prison gang leaders.
Right.
Which controls the prison, but you're not supposed to bring contrabands in the prison.
No.
How would you stop that?
Well, basically, the people that are in charge and coming into the prison cells, they would have to be reprimanded, for bringing in such stuff.
And what kind of reprimanding?
Well, they have to be a warning first off. We always give warning first off. Warning, document everything, so that if it does happen again, then you're terminated. Very simple. So we give a warning first. Secondly, once the warning is issued, we have everything documented, so he doesn't come back and says, "Oh, he said this and you said this," and it's all documented, signed by the person, the official. And then once again it happens again, we show the documents, say, "Hey, mister, you have done this a second time, and the second time you're terminated and you lost your job."
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you handle this corrupt family court system we have here in the state?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And what you say is pretty bad. I want to hear your experience.
Well, there's a lot of corruption in our government, unfortunately. People are in, as far as positions of leadership, for the interests of themselves, not for the people. I'm totally different in that ideology. I'm coming out, and I'm saying, hey, there's actually a person that is righteous and honest, and somebody that is sticking his neck out actually for the people. I tell you, I really don't have much interest here. I'm just in for it for the people. That's where I'm at, because I've been so blessed in the private sector, and I know veterans, as you, have guarded and defended our country and our freedom and our constitutional rights.
You know that veterans defended the Constitution.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you guarded as far as our nation for us to capitalize. You allowed me to capitalize and be so successful as I am. And because of that, it's my time now to give back, not only to the state of Nevada, but to the nation. Very important, So I'm here. You stuck your neck out for me and for all of us. So I'm here to stick my neck back for all of you.
Do you understand the 14th Amendment?
Yes.
Okay, what's the 14th Amendment?
Well, 14th Amendment is that everybody is equal. I mean, after the basically all ethnicities, all races,
So
all across the board.
right to have a fair judiciary, right?
That's right. Okay. That's right. And basically those, and after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, after he freed the slaves, then the 14th Amendment came into play.
Do you understand the 7th Amendment?
Go ahead, please tell me the 7th Amendment.
Say,
No, I would like to hear. I'm not going to as far as say something that I don't know. So I'm very straightforward. No, I'm very straightforward. I'm not going to pivot, and I'm not going to lie. That's not the person I am. So please tell me about the 7th Amendment.
It's a right to a jury.
To a jury. To
a jury.
To a fair jury.
Well, you hoping all juries are fair, right? You just hope that's how it goes. So you got the 7th says that you have a right to a jury.
Yes.
And you have the 14th Amendment that says you have a right to a fair judiciary, right? But why isn't the 7th and the 14th Amendment not applied in family court? I'll give you an example. If a litigant was to go for contempt hearing, and jail was on part of the sentencing, which the judge could lock you up, why isn't that litigant entitled to a jury? And why isn't that litigant entitled to a attorney if they can't afford one?
Yeah.
In family court. Why is that? Isn't family court part of our judiciary branch of government?
Yes.
Shouldn't they go and abide by the Constitution?
Absolutely. Everybody should abide by the Constitution.
If you go to any family courthouse, you won't see something in there. You know what you won't see? A jury box. Why is that? As governor, what are you going to do about it?
So there's no jury box, you're saying?
No.
Okay, please. Please define jury box.
A jury box is when the jury comes in and you make your case and then after you rest, counsel both sides rest, the judge goes, okay, jury, go in the deliberation room and come back with a verdict. Not guilty, guilty, whatever.
Right.
The jury box. There's no jury box.
So there's no jury.
No. So there's no jury box in the family.
So who presides? Is it just the judge? Just the judge.
Just the one judge.
So that's not fair. Everybody should have a fair trial.
So as governor,
yes.
What are you going to do about that?
Well, we're gonna have that as far as implementation of a fair trial and with a jury. There's no question.
In family court.
Yes.
And how would you go about doing that, Mr.
Well, it's just a matter of
Zilberberg. Zilberberg, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
As far as governor, you have executive powers.
Okay.
So I could go ahead and do executive orders and powers that I have and implement it. Of course, it has to go through, all of the legislation.
Well, let
and all
me ask you something.
But however, I'm pretty good in bringing people together and convincing the fact that it is the right way or the right thing to do.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Zilberberg.
Sure.
Why you have to go through all that? The Constitution already allows it.
That's right. No, you're absolutely right. So
what's there to go through? So it already says.
There's nothing to go through. So if it is constitutionally in our Constitution, then it's adhered.
All right. So now you have the Constitution on your side,
yes,
and you know that these corrupt behaviors has been going on for all these years.
Yes.
What are you going to do about that as governor?
Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to study as to the track record of each individual in position of where they are, whether it's men or women in their position. And then at that point, I'm going to study as far as their track record and see as far as the logistics of if they were able to do their job effectively and productively as far as the backs of us taxpayers. It's very important. So my job as governor is to see the logistics, track records. Now, if they haven't done their job and effectively and productively, then I should sit them down. We'll sit them down and we'll go over the logistics of their track record and explain to them that they haven't done their job, and therefore they should resign. We should encourage, and especially when there's corruption in play. No, I'm just saying. Especially when there's corruption in play. So there's no excuses for resigning if there is corruption. Period. And then if that's found and proven, then they are definitely going to resign. And we should put people in their positions.
You're going to get rid of elected judges off the bench, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll get rid of all the corrupt people that are in office and are doing unrighteous things for us.
How would you do that? You do that by yourself? You're going to have an inspector general?
Well, what we're going to do is
a liaison?
I'm going to have a diverse cabinet. So I have a diverse cabinet and a very, very talented and effective cabinet, whereas, we'll have delegates in every sort of division and every office and we'll have it all in place so that everybody, as far as pinpointed for what they do and what they say and how they carry themselves as well. It's very important.
So you do understand what was going on with the border, how people were all up in arms because they were separating kids from their parents at the border that was coming across the border illegally. You understand that, right?
Yes.
How come nobody talks about judges separating kids from their parents by terminating their parental rights without a jury, by giving kids to foster and foster home and adoption, taking them away from parents? Nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
So what would you do to stop the stealing of kids in family court from parents? What would you do? Because it takes one man or one woman that wears a robe that could relocate your child, that could terminate your parental rights What would you do as governor to stop that corrupt behavior that's going on day in, day out for years in family court without any type of retribution?
Well, first off, are you talking in regards to U.S. citizens?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about right here in the
Okay.
I'm talking about right
All
here
right.
in this state.
If you're
I'm
talking
talking about 10 miles away from here called a Clark County Family Courthouse.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking about U.S. citizens, we have a right. You know, we have rights. We have our, again.
As governor, what would you do?
As governor, we will go ahead and reverse as to what is in play.
And how would you do that?
Well, basically, we'll have, as far as to have a talk, we'll have to sit down our judges and talk sense into them, you know, and if they don't have the sense, then we have to go ahead and, again, replace them with others that do have sense, you know. We're U.S. citizens, you know, and we have all the rights
But
here.
you're not telling me what you're going to really do. I want to hear what you're going to do. I want to hear some concrete stuff. What are you going to do as governor?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to sign an executive order. You're going to put together Inspector General. You're going to make sure that a jury box is in every family courtroom.
Well, I tell you,
what will you do as governor?
Well, what's going to happen is everybody's running just as I am, you know, and all as far as divisions or all offices that are out there. I'm running for governor. There's attorney general. There's all types of districts where everybody's running. So I don't know the logistics of who's going to be elected at the time. So once everybody's elected and I am elected, then I'll understand who I'm dealing with, you know.
Right.
So I don't know anything now, just as you don't know anything now.
Oh, I know a lot now.
But all I know, but what I'm saying is what I do know now is our current governor isn't a governor, okay, and basically he's a joke. Okay. So that's what I do know now. Okay, that's why I'm running, and that's why wholeheartedly I'm doing what I'm doing. And then once I get in office, and all the others get in office, then we'll understand.
Well, you know what? I want to know why I should vote for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to know why I should vote for you.
Okay, why?
I want to know why I should tell people that I know, go vote for Barak Zilberberg. Okay,
Yes.
and one of the things that I'm passionate about, and a lot of people are passionate about the same thing. And let me put a disclaimer on there. I have no axe to grind with the family court system. It's not like they took my kid and I'm pissed off. That's not the story. I see a wrong and I'm trying to make it a right. There's a thing in family court that calls vexatious litigant. And let me tell you how it works. If you were to file papers, right, to get your kid, and continue to file papers and you piss the judge off, the judge ties your hands and stifle your constitutional rights. That way you can't file any more papers and you can't defend yourself in the courtroom to get your kid. It's called vexatious litigant. But here's a big ticket behind it. They don't do that to attorneys. You got attorneys that file thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of paperwork, but they're not labeled vexatious, and they're only in the courtroom for the mighty dollar. But the litigant is there for the love of their kid. Why is it okay for one and not okay for the other?
You're right.
As governor, what are you going to do to make sure that the Constitution lives in a family courtroom? Because I'm tired of politicians giving me a whole bunch of BS and tell me, oh, the world is glorious, everything is good, the sun is coming out, but they don't do a damn thing when they get to office. What are you going to do, Barak Zilberberg?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in my cabinet. Okay. That's what I'm going to do, because he's so passionate and well, he makes sense, you know, and the logistics of all what he said is correct and it's true. So you deserve to be in my cabinet.
Family court needs
so
to
I
be...
need you in my cabinet. You're going to be in my cabinet.
Family court needs to be an issue that people don't talk about because they don't want to piss off a judge.
Yes.
And I don't care about pissing them off.
I think he should be in my cabinet.
I actually have a suggestion on how to fix family court, but
no, but you're
Well,
right.
you should be running for governor.
I'm not knowledgeable enough to run for governor, Steve. I think
Never say that.
Yeah.
You see all the candidates we had?
Not at this point in time, Steve. See, I got this thing, like I want to actually know how to do the job before I ask for it.
Okay. What are you going to do, Mr. Zilberberg, to make sure that the Constitution lives in family court? Because judges are going by their discretion. Discretion. I don't even know what that means anymore. Their bias. They don't go by law. They don't even follow the rule of evidence in family court. You could come in there and say, my wife is an alcoholic, and right away, take a drug test. Take a drug test. breathe, put this little thing on your car so you can breathe to start your car up. They do it all the time without any evidence. Any evidence. They don't even follow their rule of canons. They don't even follow their judicial rule of canons. I want to know what is going to take place in family court, because that is a huge issue. And you know what? And the voices that are talking about it, people discredit them. They say, oh, they're just crazy. They're bipolar. Oh, or they just have an axe to grind with the judge. Well, their kids are being stolen from them. Yeah. And their rights are being silenced.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to make sure the Constitution applies in family court? I mean, all you candidates talk about Constitution, 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 but I'm telling you, a place where the Constitution does not live. The Constitution does not live in a family courtroom in this state and in states all across the country. And I want to know, what are you going to do as a Nevada governor to make sure that these judges follow the Constitution of our land?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
They have to, as far as understand the Constitution, obviously.
Are you going to give them a training class? What are you going to do?
we have to teach them if they don't know what our rights are.
Some of them know what it is, but they just throw it out the window.
I tell you, I want to tell you too. One more thing.
Before you say that,
I just want to tell you.
Hold on. Okay. Before you say that.
Yeah.
I heard one judge that told a litigant in family court, the Constitution does not apply in my courtroom. So they're deliberately violating the Constitution.
Okay, what do you think about our Supreme Court justices, that they sit there for years and years and years and they don't run, and there's no replenishment of leadership or interchanging of, what do you think about that? Let me ask you. I mean, let's take it to the Supreme Court. You know, you're talking about it here, but let's take it to the Supreme Court.
I believe
what's going on over there?
I believe in
I believe too. I believe everybody should run. You know, 4 years and that's it. And it should be change of power. It should be change of ideology and vision, not sitting on the eggs and trying to lay chicks out of the eggs, you know. We're here to make eggs, omelets out of it. We're not here to, lay, as far as chicks and hens for the future. They're sitting on eggs, right? And they're waiting for it to always hatch. And they're keeping their positions as hens. So we got to get rid of all of that, They have to run too. Everybody has to run across the board. Okay. Whoever's passionate, whoever wants to make a difference, everybody should run. Just like I'm running, everybody's running, everybody should run.
So I got a plan for that, to getting rid of bad judges, because in this state, we have to get rid. Wait, let's not sidetrack here. I'm on the same subject. I'm telling you. Let's get rid of the superintendents, the board of directors over in our educational system too. I'm just telling you. There's so much work here. It's incredible. It's unbelievable. I'm still on family court right now.
Yeah, please. Okay, go ahead.
I'll go to education in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm still on family court.
Yeah.
Okay. In this state, judges don't have term limits.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
In this state, the Supreme Court came down with a ruling that says you cannot recall a judge. Judges are the only elected body that you cannot recall. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can't recall them. In this state, there's spineless attorneys that don't want to run against a judge because they're afraid of repercussion, because they have cases in front of that judge. That judge is a friend with this judge. Got cases. I mean, this is how these attorneys feed their family. This is how they put the lights on, right?
Yeah.
So they don't want to push the apple cart. They don't want to turn over the apple. So they won't run against a judge because of whatever reason. Although the judge might be bad as hell, but they still won't run against the judge. So the judge goes and votes. One vote, and the judge is back in for 6 years again. Wow. Okay? So I came up with a bill that called remove and retain. Okay? So if remove gets more votes than retain, that judge is off the bench.
That's good.
It's vacated. And then the Judicial Selection Committee go ahead and take applicants, send 3 names to the governor, and then that person runs, and then one person that the governor picks one person, and then that person runs for retention the following election year. That is the only way we could remove a judge from the bench. Would you believe that?
Unbelievable.
So what are you going to do?
I tell you, the state, I just want to tell you, Clark County is blue. Clark County should be red, and that's because what is happening and taking positions, and then they want to take away all our rights and everything away from us, the left. I'm talking about the left, Now I'm on the right, they're on the left, so I believe you're on the right, as much. I'm
always right. That's Jim.
Yeah, I'm always right too. But and then perspective of governor, I will be catering to all Nevadans. Doesn't matter party, race, gender.
Like I told the last candidate, you have to get out of GOP.
It has nothing to do with anything. So I'm here to cater to 3.8 million people here. But the ideologies need to change, the stances. We need to look in, and like you said, there's much room for changes and a lot of improvement as well here in Nevada. And like I said, because of you know the logistics deeply and corely into the laws of family law, then I would like you to be my advisor in that sense.
Are you hiring me already?
Yeah, I'm hiring
He's
you.
hiring me.
Yeah, I'm hiring you.
I want Jim to come with me.
No, okay. You want to come too? You come too.
Yeah, because I don't want to.
All of you. I mean,
I don't want to.
Listen, I need bright
step
people.
on your ideas.
I think
I have an idea for family court after Steve is beating it into my head now.
No, I need people.
I like to hear your idea.
Okay, it would eliminate, let's put it this way. I don't think necessarily it's going to be an end-all, fix-all, but one of the loopholes that has been being used for a number of years with family court to get around the Constitution and jury trials is because it's considered a specialty court.
I mean,
now it's a BS excuse. But if you eliminate it from being a specialty court, then where's the excuse?
Court of law is court of law.
I understand that, Steve, and I agree with you. I'm just saying, let's just start eliminating excuses. That would be step one. I could go on for about an hour or so.
Let's get rid of excuses.
You want to go talk education?
Yes.
Let's talk education.
I'll talk anything you want.
Several years ago, there was a bill, right? Strike that. It was on the ballot that says that recreational marijuana, if you vote for recreational marijuana, okay, those tax dollars would be used to fund education and pay for teachers' salaries.
Where's the money?
Where's the money?
I don't know. Do you know where the money is?
If I knew where the money is, I would have had it in my bank account.
That's why I'm
now.
running.
I wouldn't be here talking.
That's why I'm running, so I could tell you where the money is going.
Are you going to do an investigation on this? To find out where the marijuana money is?
Absolutely.
You know where it went? It didn't go because in the state of Nevada, you have 3 specific ways that money gets funded, right? So you have basically property taxes.
Yes.
Okay. So you pay your property taxes.
You have also sales taxes.
Right. That's one account. And then you pay your water bill. So that's another account. But pretty much everything else literally goes into the general fund. So all the marijuana money went into the general fund. The agreement was that all the money that went from marijuana into the general fund was supposed to go straight to education.
That's right.
But only about 35%. I mean, it's a little weird. It's like 34.7 some percent actually went to education. They funneled it into all these other programs, just like how they steal from Social Security.
So they lied to Nevadans so they could get that bill passed.
They lied.
They need to reform the general fund so you can see where that money is going.
We need to reform that,
So what are you going to do about that?
Well,
are you going to launch an investigation?
Yes, and we're going to also make sure that it does. It will be allocated to our children's education wholeheartedly, And actually, I will donate my gubernatorial salary to our children's education as well, because we need much help here. We're like 40.
Why would you do that, Mr. Zilberberg?
What would I do?
Why would you donate your? How much is it?
It's $140,000.
Why would you donate?
It's $140,000 to as a salary, because the thing is I'm doing it from my heart. I'm doing it from my heart, my soul.
Are you self-made?
Yes, self-made millionaire. Yeah.
Okay.
I came from nothing, from scratch, and I built myself up where I'm at today, just by myself.
Can I ask you a personal question, because we never got to it in your bio?
Please.
Steve and I just jumped in right away.
Yeah.
Where are you? What's your original ethnicity? You're an American.
Yes.
And I'm very big on that.
I'm naturalized. I'm naturalized and born and raised in the United States.
Right.
My parents, my mom is from Israel. Okay. And my dad, he actually was born and raised in Poland. So European descent, Middle Eastern descent, and other I'm a mutt basically.
We all are.
I have everything in me.
Yeah, I was born in Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love Jamaica. Mm-hmm. Jamaica me crazy. Yeah. I love it.
But nobody sees the poverty that's stricken Jamaican and the corruption in their government either.
Yeah.
And
they just see the resorts and the fun and the beach.
But the thing is, we're not a third world country. We are the United States of America.
Right.
So that's the difference between us and other countries. United States is the most iconic and the most opportunist country that you could ever be in. Everybody wants to come here. You have to understand. They're dying. You have as far as 2 million people. No, 3 million people out of Ukraine now. They would die to come here to this nation. You don't understand. Everybody wants to come here to this nation because we are blessed. However, the people that are in positions that we have now in leadership, they're in it again. I will say it again and I'll repeat it over and over and over again. They're in for their own interests and not for the people.
And the reason why I asked you that, and
they could be bought too. They could be bought.
Oh yeah. Well, the reason why I ask you that is because here's one thing that I have found fascinating over the years, and this is one of the reasons why, and I keep bragging on Steve Sanson. I got to quit doing this. But that's a joke, Steve. You can smile. It's okay. Anyway.
By the way, where are you from?
He's originally
you're from Jamaica, right? But you have a slight accent. Were you raised?
He was raised
New
in
York.
New York. Yeah.
I have family in New York too.
Yeah.
What part of New York are you from?
Bronx.
Are
you interviewing me, Mrs.
No, I'm not. No, you're asking me questions. So I'm asking you. Yeah, I kind of sense
but I'm not the candidate.
So wait, no, I understand. But you were born in Jamaica, and then you. When did you officially come or?
I came here when I was just shy of my 6th birthday.
Oh wow! Okay, so you guys came straight to New York, right?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Me guy.
Okay, and
I was an unaccompanied minor from Jamaica to New York.
Oh, okay, and then
try doing that.
And then from New York, you're here as a resident, yeah.
Yes. Well,
how long have you been here?
I've been all over before because I was. But we're not.
I'm interviewing you. You're right.
All right. Yeah. No. I just want to. And the reason
I heard his accent.
Yeah, right.
Politicians say you're not a politician.
Yeah. But anyway, no. The reason why I asked this and what I said about Steve is one of the things that I've noticed that I found fascinating, whether you were born in another country and you moved to the United States and you became successful, or just very proud to be here. I've just noticed that a lot of either people that immigrated to this country, right, or like first generation Americans, seem to be a lot more appreciative of this country than people that have been
born here.
Their ancestors are like been here.
They're entitled.
Yeah, and it really irritates me that people and voters in general tend to be biased against. And Steve knows why I'm talking about this. I'm not going to tell you exactly why.
100% right.
But yeah, and it gets valid, really, it's frustrating.
Yeah, people that actually are first generation or immigrants that come here, you have to understand where they came from in other countries. They didn't have the rights that they have here. They didn't have anything that what we have here. So when they come here, they appreciate. I mean, they literally kiss the soil of our country because of the opportunities.
I did that after Saudi Arabia.
Oh, I kiss it every day. I kiss our soil every day. Well, even when I go abroad, if I go somewhere, let's say, vacation or whatnot, and I come back, I mean, I love the United States. I kiss the soil. It's the best country in the world. So they're appreciative of what is in positions in this country. People that are born here, see, I was born here, but my parents were pretty hard on me, because they're immigrants and they had a hard life. And not only they had a hard life, but the generations further that brought them as far as their parents and my grandparents. I mean, you have to understand, my grandparents, they're the only ones that survived the Holocaust. I mean, the whole family got wiped out. Oh, wow. So basically, that's why they collaborated. My grandma and grandpa, they had my father in Poland, and then from there they immigrated to Israel. So my father was raised in Israel from age 3, kind of sort of like you. You're at age 6, he was age 3. He immigrated to Israel, and he grew up there. And it was mandatory to go to the army. There's no ifs, ands, or maybes. It's not voluntarily. You have to go in the army. So he always thought, and he was so smart. He said, this place isn't for me. I'm not going to be anybody here, and I don't have the opportunities that I can have over in the United States, because we had family in the United States, and they're always conversing, not through telephones, because back then there was no telephones, there was letters, and they visit abroad. And when they visit abroad from the United States to Israel, he used to tell them the stories of how great it is, the United States, and how privileged, they are in the United States, and the opportunities. So he was always listening as a kid, and he understood that, this place isn't for me where I'm at, so I'm going to go ahead and fly and immigrate. So what he did is he saved righteously for a plane ticket, and he carried $500 with him to the United States, and he worked hard, He worked hard, intensively, the guy achieved great heights here, and then he founded those principles as a child into me,
Mr. Zilberberg.
Because he told me, if you want money, I'm not going to give it to you. At age 13, he said, go ahead and work. I ain't giving you anything. There's no free lunch here. You go to work. You're Mr. a man. Zilberberg. You go to work.
Mr. Zilberberg.
Yeah, sure.
I want to stick to education, but before I move forward with education, are you married?
Well, basically, I am married.
What does basically mean? Well, on the weekends? Once in a while?
No.
On a Tuesday?
As far as emotionally, I am divorced.
Okay, so you're going through a process. Well, you're going to be in family court. You're going to be like, oh man, I know what he's talking about now.
Yeah. Well, basically, emotionally, I've been divorced for over 1.5 years now.
Kids?
Okay? I have 3 kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are their
3
ages?
Beautiful kids.
What are their ages?
I have a 25.
Okay.
And I have a 23.
Beautiful.
And I have a 19-year-old
son.
son.
they're all aged out.
They're grown up. Yeah, they're adults.
Okay.
And I have 2 grandkids too.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Okay. So speaking of education, you know that.
And now I'm getting married.
Congratulations!
Yeah, I'm getting married to Apollonia.
Oh, we're gonna put Apollonia in the picture with us at the show.
She's the love of my life. And I love her, and she, without her, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, in this whole ordeal, in this race, because she believed in me and she believes in me, and because of that, I'm here sitting with you today. Okay. Isn't that nice?
It is. It is. Mr. Zilberberg.
Sure.
I got your name down pat now.
Yes.
What are you going to do to improve education in the state?
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement a lot of curriculums in our educational system. People say, we're going to give school choice. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But actually, you really have to start from the bottom.
Do you believe in school choice, by the way?
I think we should start from the bottom and work our way
How's
up.
that?
And basically, what we got to do is we got to, like I said, we have to introduce curriculums in our educational system, such as money management.
Bingo.
Yeah, accountability. You know, you have to know how to manage your money. You have to know how to earn your money too. And also, I'm going to reduce the age limits of working as teenagers. I'm going to bring it down to an age of 14. So,
Oh, my daughter would love you.
yeah. So what's going to happen is they're going to
She
have.
wants to get up and go work right now. And
No.
she'll be 14 in June.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So what's going to happen is by introducing the part-time or the job, like you go volunteer, same thing,
Right.
and you report back to your school as to hours of how long you've worked
Right.
throughout the week. So they would have a sort of, maybe a 4 or 5 hour window that they'd have to work, and get a job, apply, understand what the logistics of the job is, and actually communicate with people, exchange money, and actually getting into that
Do you
whole
think they're mature
ordeal.
enough to do that?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. And guess what? If they don't do their job, then they're fired.
Right.
So, and then when they're fired, they can't report back to school and within their hours. So they're going to make sure they hang on to their jobs and they're going to follow through. And not only that, they're going to save money. Okay, whatever it is, they'll save money. We'll have an account for them at age 18 they cannot touch. So the owner of the business will go ahead and wire the money straight into their account, and then they'll have accumulation of money until the age 18. Now, we're going to also teach our children how to establish credit. Okay, credit is huge in the United States.
This country,
Yeah,
a lot
without
of
credit,
Americans are in debt.
you're nothing. Okay, you need to understand the logistics of credit. People should be at the 700 mark and higher. So we're going to go ahead and present that to our children as well. And then hopefully when they accumulate as much money as they will accumulate, we'll also introduce them into real estate. We'll teach them how to get a loan, how to obtain a loan,
Well, there's
and
still
how to go into how to be a homeowner.
Is this in high school or
No,
junior
even
high?
before.
Junior high.
We're talking before. We're talking
I
about
like this.
No,
I haven't heard this proposal
No,
before.
we're gonna talk. We're talking here. You're looking about 7, 8, 9 years old. That's what I'm looking. So,
Wow.
because the kids absorb like
I
a
know.
sponge. You
I
have
know.
to understand.
I know.
They're so smart and they're so brilliant and they're so talented that whatever we present to them that is actually effective, they absorb.
It's interesting to bring
and
that
not
up,
only
because
that,
was my mom's
not only that,
philosophy, too,
a lot of kids. I want to tell you, a lot of kids don't like to sit in a classroom.
No,
they're not
they don't.
patient. They're restless. So guess what, guys? We have trades for you as well. We have plumbing, electrical. We have HVAC. We have cybersecurity, technology. We have all of these curriculums for you. And if you are talented in a certain curriculum, you grasp on it.
So
right?
you're mimicking the Japanese philosophy on teaching these kids at a very young age how to do all these
so
things.
nobody's confused.
Yes,
So when
I
they
like this.
graduate high school, they could even graduate before.
Mm-hmm.
They could, now at age 16, you could literally take a test and get out of high school at age 16. And then you gain another 2 years of your life in doing the functions and the needs. So you're not reliant on your parents. You're not reliant on the government. You're not reliant on your friends. You're not reliant on nobody but yourself. So that's what I like to do. And by doing that, we're going to increase the brackets that we have. I don't want to have low income brackets no longer. We're going to bring the low income to the mid and upper. And we're going to spread the wealth too. Why should we have only 1% of the population in the wealth bracket? Shouldn't be like 20% or 30%.
How would you spread the wealth? Would you take from the rich, give to the poor like
Well,
Robin Hood?
no. What it is, it's a matter of educating. It's a matter of knowledge. It's a matter of not only knowledge for our children, but the parents and everybody all across the board, is to present as much knowledge as possible and opportunities. Opportunity is huge. So my job is to present knowledge and opportunities so they could grasp on and propel themselves to heights that are unimaginable. And that's the key to our success. And that's basically what I want to do here. And I, as an entrepreneur, I know how to do and put things into perspective as such, because I like I said, I started with nothing. Listen, I didn't graduate from Harvard or Stanford or any type of university. I'm a high school graduate myself, but I've succeeded through a trade, and that's the truth. So guess what, everybody? A trade brings in a lot of money. If you're good, you're righteous, you're truthful, you're fair with people, you even give them more than what they expect, then there's your success. It's very simple.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like it. I haven't heard any candidate explain the way you explained it right now, and to bring this into the grammar schools and the junior high schools.
Yeah. So
I haven't heard anybody say that before. You're the first.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it. Because these kids are very, very smart.
Yeah, they're very smart.
Well, it's interesting because that's why my mom, when at her service, that's one thing I said. Like, my mom always used to get so frustrated with people. They're like, she would always say, "Why are you talking to this 7-year-old like he or she is a moron? Have a conversation with them. They're just little people. They're no different than adults. In a lot of ways, they're smarter."
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, like, my mom, even though she wasn't really that involved in politics, used to literally sit by the TV and let me watch the Republican and Democrat National Convention. That's why I can quote pretty much everything Ronald Reagan has ever said. My dad's like, "Oh, he's too young for that." But why are you having?
You're never too young. It's always you're never too young to learn.
I mean, 2-year-olds can handle my phone better than I can.
And money management is key.
Yeah.
And debt recovery is key.
Yes.
Because that's the problem with this country.
Yes.
90% of this country is in debt.
Yes.
Debt.
Yes.
To the credit card industry or somebody.
Everybody across the board.
Paying that crazy ass interest rate at 30%, 35%, and never can get from underneath it, and constantly. So I understand we need to teach our kids money at an early age, so they won't end up like us.
Right. And also you have to understand, I mean, I personally, I don't like politics because I believe politics doesn't work, but I follow politics because it does have something to do when you're an entrepreneur.
I always say everything is politics.
Yeah, because what happens is you have moving parts, in your business, and then with the moving parts that you have the political view of what's going on in the arena. So that has something to do with your business as well, because when they raise interest rates, when you have inflation like you have now, it's huge. I mean, now look at what's happening. Our gas prices are through the roof. Rents are going through the roof. Affordability is no longer there. We're in a turmoil here in this country, and the way the direction of the country is going really isn't in the right direction. We got to change course. And we got to bring it on in. That's what we got to do, and that's what I'm here for. And like I said, I wanna give back to our country. I want to give back to our state, and that's the key factor here. And if I could do that, then, I'm a hero. I mean, think of it. Yeah. It's huge, and then the rest of the United States. I like how Governor DeSantis is running Florida. And I like how Abbott is running Texas. I really like how they're running the states. And now Glenn Youngkin, he's in, and I wish him well, and I believe he's going to be also very successful in his state of Virginia. So we got to bring that here into Nevada as well. We got to bring it here, and that's what I like to do. And when I become governor, I'm going to have a summit. Like a 3-day summit. I'm going to invite all the governors over. We're going to sit at a long table and we're going to discuss the issues. It's very important because I have to understand issues and I have to understand the logistics of everything in order to be the best governor that I could ever be, within the union. I want to. Okay, and the art of it is to listen. You have to listen. When you listen, you interpret, you comprehend, and you could come up with analogies of what you want to do and what you're going to do for people. Not for myself, for the people. And that's with listening and understanding as to what's happening.
Very good.
Yeah.
Jim, you have anything else for Mr. Zilberberg?
No, other than it was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you too.
And best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
I really like your idea on education.
Thank you. May God, give me the strength and the wisdom. It's not me. I'm just giving my body and my soul and everything that I have within myself for the people, and He directs me, the Lord. That's all.
Mr. Zilberberg, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Please, everybody.
Well, I'll let you say that if you want to talk to the people. Well, first of all, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir.
This has been a very inspirational interview, and I like it.
Yeah,
I really do. I like it. I'm serious. I like the interview.
No, and I like what you have to say too. And I like your vision as well, in regards to family law and all the logistics of that. That's why I say you have to be part of my cabinet. And it was nice meeting you too, sir.
I want to make more than you then.
Yeah.
Part of your cabinet.
And you gotta be in my cabinet, really, seriously. And you guys have heart, I have heart, and that's what it's all about. Now, if you...
Well, hold on a second.
Sure.
Mark's going to zoom in on you, and then you tell the folks why they need to go to the voting booth and vote for you out of the primary into the general election, and your point of contact, please.
Yes, basically, there's 2 key dates, folks. We're in the primary. I'm in the primaries now, and the primaries are up to June 14th is when you need to vote. June 14th and prior to June 14th, there's a window of a week or 2 prior to June 14th. So it's very important. If you like what I have to say, you like my positions, my stances, and also I'd like you to learn further more about me and going into my website at www.barackzilberberg.com. In case you don't know how to spell it, I'll spell it for you because I know it's a tongue twister. It's BARAKZILBERBERG. Check my website, all my whole platform, my positions. Study me. I believe everybody should study their candidates. Before you vote, you should understand who you're voting for. Look into me. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I just joined TikTok. I just did my first TikTok video today. I was like, wow, this is neat. So yeah, it's very important, folks. And if you like me, it'd be my honor, it'd be my pleasure. Vote for me, and I'll be a service to you. And I'll make sure that I fight. And not only I'll fight, I'll make sure that our Constitution is preserved and adhered to our great state of Nevada. No rights or anything will be pulled away from us whatsoever. We'll be the most lucrative and prosperous state ever in the United States of America. And that's what I will promise. Now, when I promise, I deliver. I don't horseplay. If I say something, I do it. And I make sure that I do it, or else I don't sleep at night. I'm restless. I'm up even at 2, 3 in the morning, with fresh ideas, ideologies, and I'm here to serve you all. Thank you so very much. God bless the United States of America. May God bless our great state of Nevada, and all of you, my fellow Nevadans, I love you. Thank you so very much. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Zilberberg. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Folks, that is Barak Zilberberg. He is a candidate for Nevada State Governor. Educate yourself on these candidates. Please educate yourself. That's the only way we're going to take over a state. This is Steve Sanson, Jim Jones of Veterans in Politics. Until next time.